Are we live?
We're live.
We're live.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
We're
LinkedIn.
back.
Hello. How
We're
are
back with yet another exciting episode of LinkedIn Lives with me and Luca.
Yes. Look, guys, you're probably like us. We're running because December is a normal month, but it's actually compressed in roughly 20 days. That's as much time as you have available to make things happen. And so you're probably running around. So thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Yes.
So what do we do here normally, Mina? Why are we here?
We're here because we want to talk about Vinton in a more informal way, whereas we talk about the features we developed, the thought behind why we develop it, and we're also here to get feedback on what you guys think and everything that we're working on and how we can make it better for you as a user. So we're here to get feedback and share what we built with a lot of love.
And this is Vinton. So for you that don't know what Vinton is, by now you should know, but it's an AI note taker, like your traditional note takers. It joins video calls, phone calls, in-person meetings, and audio notes as well. Records, transcribes, summarizes, and creates insights, very much like the ones that we're seeing here. You can see it works with video, with phone, with in-person, with voice. Now, today, we are showing something very interesting, I believe, right? Something that Mina has developed.
Not
in
me.
collaboration.
There's a team.
Mina will talk about it. So this actually takes us behind the scenes.
Exactly.
So we are building our solution so that it operates at the highest level in the industry, right? So we go out to and we work with the largest companies in the world, and they have very specific requirements, enterprise level requirements with regards to managing their users, right? So the managing the appearance of whatever they send out to their clients and so forth. And we've updated a few things that we want to show you today.
Yes. So usually we talk about what the users would see, people who are using the note taker,
which is this guy, right?
Exactly.
So then you go to the follow-up, there's a next steps, there's the transcript, the highlights, the coaching with the score and the areas of improvement. All of that is the user.
Exactly.
But behind the scenes, there's always one or more admins that are helping users maximize.
So today we will talk about how we've added a few configurations in the native video admin panel. So if you don't know about this admin panel, if you are an admin, you can control certain features that users can or cannot see within the Vinton application in your Salesforce by being an admin. So this is the Vinton by native video admin panel.
Exactly. And for you, if you want to find it, if you are an admin of your org and you've installed native video and Vinton, you will find the native video admin panel by looking for it in the app launcher. Correct. As I was doing here. And you will land pretty much here, where there are many, many configurations. We talked extensively in other occasions about this. What we want to show you today is specific about Vinton. So I'm navigating to this tab on the left. And we are showing, go.
So what you're seeing on the screen is you can see the users, you can see an overview of all the Vinton users that you have in your org. So you can see, if you could scroll up, you can see that native video has platform licenses, which means you have unlimited amount of licenses and you don't really need to assign licenses to everybody. And Vinton has 100 licenses. So what you're seeing is that 100 licenses are allocated to your org and 9 are assigned to users within your org. And then if you look at, for instance, the first user, where you can see Alkan, he doesn't have a Vinton license, a native video license assigned, but he has Vinton and native video permission. So as an admin, now you know that this particular user would not be able to access Vinton components within your Salesforce unless the user has both native video and Vinton licenses assigned.
Yes.
And
well, obviously, this is a demo account. So,
yes. There are a lot of
it's
users.
a bit of messing. But you can see, for Catherine, for instance,
so
she, as a matter of fact, we played around a bit with it. So there's no native video license assigned.
So we would need
because
to-
it's platform.
It's yes, exactly.
So
So
that's
it's
why
platform, so she doesn't need a license.
to be.
But
she has
that's
been.
just an overview when you're setting up users.
Yes.
But what we typically see, and also you can see the last activity, which means the last time this user was either in a call as a participant or was a host of a meeting or had their own note taker join a meeting. So as an admin, now you know which are the users that you've assigned. Let's say you have 100 users and you've assigned licenses to all 100 of them, and you want to see which one of them is using the which one of us is using the note taker. Maybe there's someone who left the organization and you forgot to unassign the
so
license.
much easier to control from here,
exactly.
Right? And how do we do that?
So you can go here, you can click on, so two things. First, you would need to disconnect their note taker. So if you click on disconnect, we don't want to disconnect Catherine's note taker.
Well, let's disconnect her.
No,
Why not? I mean, Catherine, bye-bye. I saw your comment. No license and no note taker for you.
So you can disconnect the note taker for a particular user who's left the organization now, and you would want to, as an admin, disconnect the note taker. And you can also update note taker preferences. So
this is quite cool, actually. This is actually feedback from one of our clients. And as a central admin, they, with this functionality, which operates both in, as the licenses are already assigned, but also upfront, they can control how the join preferences are used across the organization. That has to do with the note taker name.
Also, imagine hundreds of users in your org, and all of them connected their note taker, but they forgot to update the note taker name, or they've joined preferences, join every meeting on their calendar, but you don't want them to join every meeting. You want the external calls only recorded, right? So when there are that many users, it's hard for an admin to follow around everyone and say, you need to update the note taker name, you need to update the join preferences. So now as an admin, you can do that by yourself. So you can, for instance, if you click over here and you can
change the name,
Catherine's note taker, for example, and Catherine has selected a join preference, which is ad hoc only. We'll get to it later because so we want Catherine's note taker to join every meeting. So if you click
her calendar and then we save it.
And now this is the updated preference for the user.
Yes.
You can do this for
every meeting on my calendar.
You can do this for all of your users, and now you have last activity, so you can see if people are using the note taker, or if they're using in-person meetings or audio notes, voice notes. So
so this makes it, obviously all of these things are possible, especially controlling the licenses assigned and the permission sets are possible with Salesforce directly. One goes to the permission sets and make sure that all the names listed there. But for very large organizations that are among our clients, it gets complicated. So that's why they wanted a dedicated view, and we've built, this is version 1, by the way, and you can see it's a beautiful Salesforce table from a design perspective, but it actually goes in that direction, right? So making sure that everything is under control. There's a view that goes 360 degrees across what's happening with Vinton and who's using what.
Yeah, we were facing this with multiple clients, whereas they were like, people cannot see the components, and when we would go in, either they would have one permission set missing or one license missing, and that as an admin, when I have to look through everything, it just gets hard for me to open each package and see if the license is assigned or the user. So it's like a holistic view of the setup that you have.
Very clever.
Which you can, and then obviously if you click over here, it would take you to the, for instance, if Catherine doesn't have a license assigned, if I click over here, it would take me to Catherine's user page, and I can go into the user page and assign licenses or permission sets that I think are missing on this view. So it makes my life as an admin very easy. So that's the first step towards
and actually somehow unrelated to what we're saying here. But I wanted to make sure that we understand why we have native video and Vinton licenses, because native video is the underlying platform that enables video and audio handling directly within Salesforce, natively within Salesforce. And Vinton is the extension that makes that possible with video calls, with phone calls, with audio recording, including in-person meetings. So that's kind of where And that's the reason why our clients know very well they need to install two packages. There's kind of a main platform package and an extension package, which is our Vinton, which we love very much.
Okay.
Now, what else did we do? Like, take us deeper.
So this was the first thing where you want to see what everyone has connected. But then there's another thing which a lot of admins that we talk to struggle with, is that they say that I don't want people to see these options that we don't want to use as an organization. So if you go, I don't know if you have Notetaker connected.
Very intuitive. No, I don't have the Notetaker connected in this demo, but this is very intuitive. So we allow clients to select Vinton Notetaker as the default name for their Notetaker. Now, some organizations might actually not want that. So they would deselect, or they don't like, the first name, last name, or they don't like meeting assistant at all. So they can choose, or they can maybe force just one option so that it's consistent across their organization. So everybody uses the same Notetaker, which shows up in a very consistent way with first names Notetaker, or first name and last name Notetaker, right? And they might actually also don't like Vinton in there, which, we like it, but we appreciate that not everybody may like it. The calendar preferences, I think about this. This is either your organization is using Google or Microsoft Calendar. That's the two that we're integrated with.
The default. So
the default Notetaker name.
So the way it works is that when you connect, it's the other way around.
Yes.
So the way it works is when I, as a user, go on my Vinton tab, connect my Notetaker, by default, Vinton Notetaker would be the selected name. Now, if you don't want all of your users to ever have that name, you can change that. You can never show it. And for instance, I want all of my users' default name to be first name, last name, and Notetaker. Then that's something that I can select as default now and remove anything that's not relevant to how I would want the users to have.
So the combination of these two for an admin allow them to control consistency across the naming of the Notetaker in their organization.
Yes.
Then the other thing is the meeting joining preferences. So this is where we enable our users to determine how and when Vinton is invited into their call so that it can record, summarize, and create very intelligent insights. Now, it goes from join every meeting on my calendar, whether I'm the host or I'm just a guest, someone invited me, even those that I don't accept. So long as they're on my calendar, my Notetaker will show up. Or maybe join only when I'm the host, when our internal meetings, so everybody in the call has consistent domain name with mine for their email, right? So in the calendar invite. External meetings, when there's at least one person that is not on the same domain name as my company. Only join meetings I accept. This is to control a bit better. Like if someone drops something in my calendar, but really I don't care about that. I don't want to, I never asked for it. So my Notetaker should join. And this is the last one. And Mina is going to talk to us about that.
So ad hoc only is, for instance, you've connected your Notetaker, but you don't want the Notetaker to ever join unless you explicitly come into the Vinton tab and invite the Notetaker by adding a URL. So you want the ability to have a Notetaker, but you want to have full control over which meetings are recorded and when the Notetaker joins. So for instance, if you're in a meeting and halfway through the meeting, you didn't need the Notetaker, so you haven't invited it, but after 30 minutes, you say, I want the Notetaker now.
We're having this very special conversation.
Exactly.
I really want to capture this. Do you mind if I invite my Notetaker? And that's the ad hoc.
Exactly.
Like the idea of, grab the URL of the invite, drop it in your Vinton, and Vinton will join, right?
So this is the preference. And now what we've seen with a lot of our bigger clients is that because they have to onboard a lot of users together, they want to have a conservative approach first. So maybe first they would want to start with join only the meetings that each participant or
Host.
each user is a host of. And then after everybody, all of their customers get used to the idea of having a note taker, then they would change to join every meeting on my calendar. So because when you're adopting an external note-taking solution, you want to be very careful about compliance and
there are also extreme cases that we've seen, or extreme, a bit more rare maybe cases, because we have a few organizations that would have meetings with people and organizations that have very strict rules with regards to allowing any recording device actually being used. And for those, to be on the safe side, they might actually even start with this, right? So there's no automatic joining, so there's no error, from the user side. But at any point in time, they want, this is allowed, this is a good conversation that I want to record. It's actually compliant for me to invite a note taker, so I'll go and I'll invite ad hoc. So that's the ad hoc, and that's why we included it in the joining preferences.
We've also seen that in bigger organization, people higher up, like CIO, CEO, and all those people that are higher up, they don't want a note taker to join their meetings right away. So they wouldn't want all of their meetings detected. So they would either go with meetings that I accept. So they explicitly accept the meetings and they know that this is the meeting that I want recorded, or ad hoc only is the safest approach. Again, it's something to start with.
Exactly.
We've seen all of our
and
customers.
It's an option, exactly. And
all of our customers go to join every meeting after they get used to having a note taker. So it's
I think these last two are the ones that enable more control directly, because even as you said, the signaling of I accept the meeting, that means I'm going to show up, I'm going to manage my note taker if it shows up with me, right, when it shows up. Perfect.
And then you can also default by default. When
yes.
So it's the same. You can be joined, set the default to join only when I'm host. So it saves the admin.
This is across the entire organization, right? So the admin will actually determine this across the entire organization.
Yes, correct. So the admin has control over, again, this is the first step. So even if people connect and have note taker name that might not align with your organization's preferences, you can always go back to the overview and change it. But this is the first step. So we stop it here, and then if there's anything that you want to change, you can always go back to overview and update preferences.
Exactly. Then what else did we release?
The last thing that we did, which you would really like, I think,
it was a bit of a stab in my heart, but I have to say now I like it. I let me tell you a little story. I still am actually very fond of our sharing page.
Should you put it up on the screen so everybody would see?
So let me go back into, let's go to Vinton's. There we go. So this is a call, and obviously has a lot of information in here. I can also share this call through a public URL. This is the URL that our clients will use to send to the people that participated in the call with them. Right. So during the call, you say, hey, do you mind if I use a note taker so that we record and we have a good, sense of what we discussed during the meeting? Say, absolutely, use it. And then, by the way, I will share the recording with you when we are done. Okay. So this is the landing page that we prepared. And as you can see, it's actually created as, and I'm very passionate, it's created as a diary entry. So, this call happened on that particular day, 13th of November. There were, participants, there's a title, and it's like scribbling in my diary, right? So that's why, it's kind of almost handwritten in the way that it appears. And then you see some branding around, you see a big banner here at the bottom. And then a watermark appearing on top of the video. Now,
as beautiful as it is,
some clients said, well, that has nothing to do with my corporate colors, my corporate font, my branding guidance, all of that. And we said, fair enough. And I said no, but the rest of the team said fair enough. And where is it?
So if you could go to generic configurations and share page branding. So now you can choose the colors of the share page. So if you go to the share page.
So again, only admins, right? It's not that the users can fiddle with this, right? So they will not see this.
It's organization wide. So you can see that we have our colors over here. It's orange and blue, and then this is also orange. And not everybody has these colors for their company. Unfortunately,
strangely,
strange.
exactly.
We we don't like it, but what can you do, right? So now you can have your own colors, because also this is an externally shared page. So if I am a Vinton customer and I want to share meeting notes with my customers, I would want it to be in my colors, and I would want it to be in my font, so it reflects my company's brand.
But in a minute, I mean, this is maybe fair enough. The font is already a bit too far for me. But then, the one thing that killed me, I'll show you in a second.
So you select colors. For demo, should we just make it black?
Yeah. 0, 0.
Oh, 0, 0 is white, so black is. Oh no. Let me select. Sorry.
Oh, it's all the way.
Yeah. So let's. Lovely. It's 0, 0, 0, 0. It should be black. Okay. So I've selected the color as black. There's a very beautiful notebook spiral.
No, don't touch that. Don't touch that.
That people... you can not show if you wouldn't like it, but I will show it now.
Sure.
And then I can change the font color, font type. So let's see. Let's change it to this font. We have a list of fonts that are available over here.
If you scroll down.
Yes. It's the other. So you can choose. Can you use your laptop? It's the other way around.
You can't scroll. So yeah, you can choose. We have these. I think we can add more if
add
needed.
More as well.
We went with some obvious ones.
Yes.
Let's do Roboto.
And then if you could click on save.
And let's actually just take a look at it again. So this is what it looks right now. And I save it. Are you sure? Are you really sure? This is not good. But then I go back here and I refresh, and you will see that the color scheme has changed. The fonts have changed as well. Then obviously our clients can also change the branding as the watermark, and they can add their branding banner here at the bottom as well. Now, this is the final straw. So I actually, called sick that we enabled our users to get rid of the little spiral. Do you see that the notebook spiral? You can actually not show it. And nobody in his sane mind would actually do this, but I'll show you how it looks without, just because we received comments about the spiral as well. And well, it still looks like a diary entry. I'm actually, I was saying, it sounded worse than it actually looks right now. I think there's another element actually in on a more serious note, the font color that we updated, and the fact that we can make it black is something that we've worked on also for viewability and compliance in that sense. We had very odd coloring earlier. Now it's a lot more consistent, and actually you can see that also here. That is black or very dark gray.
No, it's black.
It's actually black. Okay.
So we've reviewed the font for text across all the tabs on the Vinton tab, on Share Page, and on the Vinton tab as well, to make sure that the line space and the font color and all of these things are according to what is the best for readability. So we've updated that as well. But this customization, along with the few customizations that we had before, whereas you could add your own banner and you could have your own logo on the video. Now and you can also, the play button that you have, for instance, on the video is something that you can customize as well. So now when you're sharing this page with your customers, it looks like your page, and it doesn't look like it has your branding, and it has all of these. So marketing will not come back to you and say, why are people sharing this?
What are we? what in the world is happening here?
Yes,
it's super cool actually, and again, it goes in that direction of catering for kind of a more controlled environment. As we mentioned, the enterprise with a lot of users, and kind of the admins asking us to be able to control more items and more configurations.
And it makes sense, right? So
not for the shape page.
But if I have a note-taking tool and I want to share notes, I would want it to reflect my company's font and colors at
Fair.
least. So so that's something that you get with Vinton and not with a lot of other tools out there. So 10 points to Vinton.
There we go. There we go. Okay, we're almost at time, I think.
Do we have any?
So we have a couple of comments. Nice customizations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We like them too. And what else do we have here? Do you want to give us a generic configuration overview?
Oh yeah, of course. So the first tab is notifications. So as you know, that after a call is processed and sent back to your Salesforce, we send out an email notification which has details from the calls, like summary of the call, meeting, or note.
Who does it go to?
It goes to only internal users.
Another important differentiator compared to other note takers. We only send it to internal users, right?
Yes.
We control that cell.
Internal users that have a Vinton license.
Correct.
So, but if for any reason you wouldn't want those notifications to be sent out.
Sorry, internal users that have a Vinton license and that participated in the call. Maybe
Correct.
that's all.
Oh,
just,
yes.
it's not that we send it to everybody.
All of the internal users out there meeting.
Exactly. So if I'm in a call, I'm the only one, and I'm going to call with 5 clients. I'm the only one that will receive the notification, so that then it's in my archive. I can search for it. I can play with it. I can directly link back to Salesforce to kind of get a feel for it. Maybe personalize the sharing page and then send it as a share page too.
Yeah. But if your users don't use emails that often, you can disable it because you.
Or if they don't want to, right?
Yeah.
So we have clients that have very frequent calls, and they actually are fine with having just them in Salesforce in the right place, in a contact, in an opportunity, in an account, rather than actually having multiple notifications coming through into their.
You can configure
inbox.
which email, so you can have an org-wide email address in your org, and you can configure that the notifications from Vinton only go out from that email address. So you can personalize the email that sends out these notifications as well.
Yeah.
Next, we have storage. So we have 4 types of calls.
Yeah. This is the life cycle exactly of a media recording.
Exactly. So you can define for however long you want to save the media file. For a voice note, for a video call, for an in-person meeting, or for a phone call.
And the default is 365 days. It can go from 0 all the way to, we have a client that actually has 7 years. And then obviously, as you know, we offer storage in your cloud. And that's where this is actually less relevant because you control the storage at that point.
So this is associated object. So maybe we
can dedicate a session on this.
Yes.
I think this is, the admins will actually understand it.
Yes.
Because this is a way to, in case an object is not automatically associated with, or record is not automatically associated with a call, you can actually do that manually. It's one click, it's super easy. And this is where you list all the objects that will be available when you choose to, this call is relevant for this account, let me connect it there.
Yeah, so we have a pop-up called associated records, and you can,
Let me show you.
Yes. So you can see.
This is the guy.
You can see. So you can see over here, you can map.
So these were mapped automatically because, the contact is part of an account called Acme, and has a contact role in an opportunity. So this is all automatic. But maybe I want to share this with an internal user, or want to associate it with some other contacts, or a case or an application, and so forth.
So you can do that.
And this is defined. Where were we? Oh no, here.
So by default, on this pop-up, you will only see user, contact, and account, but you can add custom object or another standard object like opportunity over here. So
this is very long.
This is just basically managing permissions. We have different on the Vinton tab, there are different options for users. You can edit the summary, you can edit the meeting minutes, you can edit the follow-up meetings, transcript, associate records.
Again, think enterprise, right? Think that ability that you want to control once data is in Salesforce is actually data of the company. And you want people to behave consistently in the way that they deal with the data that is in their Salesforce, right? So that's where you can actually give a bit more control through the admin with regards to who can define, who can edit the summary, the minutes, the follow-up, the transcript, right? So not everybody necessarily in this demo example is anyone, but it could be only the owner. So these are the two options: to the owner of the call or
Yes.
anyone that actually comes to the call.
As an admin, you can do all of these with native video admin permissions, but anyone who doesn't have admin permissions, they would not be able to, for example,
If the
edit
call is
summary
not theirs.
if it's not their call, so they wouldn't be able to do that. So you choose which features you want to give users access to and the level of access that you want to give them.
Yes. And then lastly, but
Events.
importantly, events. So this is a recent, a recent update. We've had events creation and task creations for a while, but recently we overhauled it. We did it a bit better. And this is, very simple, toggle on, toggle off
Yes.
to enable the events.
Exactly. So by default, the events are enabled. Events is basically whenever I've had a call, the call is linked back to a contact. An event is created with that contact and has a summary at the next step from the call within the description field. Now, if you have, for example, Einstein activity capture enabled, which syncs to your calendar in both directions. So what that would do is that when we update the description, it would update the calendar as well, and then the calendar would send out a notification to all of the participants.
So this is a warning sign now. So events is good and is exactly what our clients want.
Yeah.
We then figured that with Einstein activity capture activated in the org, there was a potential of a bit of a lost control on the updated notes that would go back into the calendar invite, right? So that's why I think earlier today we sent out a notification. So
Yes.
look in your inbox. If you're a Vinton user and you're an admin of your Vinton, you will have received a notification today telling you how to manage that connection so that it goes only one way.
So again, we have mixed views on that as well, because some of our users, one of our customers, I was talking to them earlier today, and they said it's nice because after the call, everybody's automatically getting the description. So
everybody's on the same page,
Exactly.
which is, ultimately one of the purposes of having an AI note taker in the call in the first place.
Yeah, so you get the notes through because it's updated in your calendar. So you have them in your calendar. The participants have them as well. But again, sometimes people don't want to share the summary in that format. They want to share it through a share page, for example, because it has
control,
your exactly.
They want to control the narrative.
In that scenario, you would have to make sure that Einstein activity capture is synced one way, so from Google Calendar to Salesforce, and not the other way around. And events sync is also disabled. So if you enable those features, we're on time, or are we over time?
Oh my God, we're over. We're over. Yeah, we get 32. Yes, so we get carried away as always. We're a bit too geeky. No, she is. I'm not. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mina. This was this is super cool. I really feel like, apart from the sharing page, I really feel like these latest enhancements for admins are great. Thank you, everybody. If you have more questions, feel free to actually drop them in the LinkedIn comments here below. We'll monitor it and we'll respond. Otherwise, reach out directly to us. You'll find us at vinton.ai. It should be very, very easy and straightforward. You'll find us on the App Exchange. Look for Vinton or Salesforce Notetaker in Google. We'll take, or to GPT. Ask GPT which is the best note taker for Salesforce. And it will say Vinton, and so you'll come.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll meet you after the holidays. So have a very nice Christmas.
Oh yeah. Enjoy your time off. Kind of work up until what, the 19th or the 22nd, depending, and then that's it, right? So and then we'll see you in the new year.
And reach out to us before the next year starts, so we can set you up.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're ready. we're still working. We're busy.
We're working.
No, we're still working. Open for business. Thank you, everybody. I'll end the stream.
Bye.